on Instagram to never ever miss any of my crazy updates. Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I'm driving this. This is the entry level Porsche, the Macan. But this is the most expensive Macan you can buy because this is the GTS, the Gran Turismo Sport, which is priced at rupees 1.73 crores. But if you have a lot of money, this particular car has options worth rupees 37 lakhs on it. This Python green color costs rupees 4.92 lakhs. It looks amazing but it costs a lot of money. Let's open the engine bay and there you see is the engine. It says 2.9 liter V6 Porsche GTS. Huge, the engine of course, that's why there's no space for the washer fluid which goes in here, and multiple things which have been pushed all the way for the liquids, like really far. There's a strut brace right here, sort of gives you the Mini Cooper vibe the way the hood has been done. What is this? The design elements are absolutely insane on this car. Let's just shut this and come to the design. Now it gets the GTS Sport package which costs rupees 22 lakhs. Yeah, it's expensive, which adds GT wheels, adds a lot of GTS trim on the inside and stuff, but so expensive. Why? This is the DRL which actually converts into the indicator. Huge openings for the intercooler and for better breathing of course. This is the front parking camera. The beautiful Porsche logo of course, the DRL you can see here. And this is the headlight which says Porsche on the inside. 4-point LED of course. So looks very similar to other Porsche cars. It's got front parking sensors, it's got rear parking sensors, it's got park assist and all that. That's why it's got 6 sensors at the front. Yeah, 6 freaking sensors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Yes, crazy, right? And when I come to the side, I realized that this is actually quite a long car, more than 4.7 meters in length. The wheelbase is more than 2.8 meters. Beautiful looking alloy wheels, obviously optional ones with the GT Sport package. Porsche logo here on the brake calipers. This is finished in red for the S and GTS. For the base Macan, it is actually black. These are not carbon ceramic discs, so regular cast iron discs. You can actually opt for them as well. Optional of course. Lot of optional stuff on this car. The tire size at the front, 265/40/21s. Alloy wheel design obviously looks quite nice and spectacular. Says GTS here. This is also part of optional kit, I believe. It's known as, I think, side running blade finish in high gloss black. I have to learn a lot of things because the way Porsche likes to call stuff is a little different. They don't call it customization, they call it individualization. Yeah, individualization. Can't even pronounce that right, I'm so stupid. There's a camera here of course. I like how the mirrors have been done here. You can see there are 2 cameras, one for the rain sensor, the one on the top is obviously for the lane keep assist. Now when I come to the rear, I realize that not much has changed as such. With the facelift they got this continuous running tail light of course. Faisal Khan's fingers of truth will stay away from these exhausts because they are real. Quad exhaust on these cars, and here we got rear parking sensors. We got a rear camera which also has a spray to clean the camera. That's kind of cool. Let's have a look at the underbody. Beautifully done. This is the rear fog light. This is the reverse light, and it says Porsche here. Macan GTS. Lights are actually quite nice. Very beautiful. And there is the indicator. Could have got dynamic swipe indicators. Could have got a light dance as well. How do you open the boot? Well, you press a button here. So it's a little different. If you don't know, it will take you some time to get used to it. 500 liter boot. Okay. Here you get the spare wheel, which is 195/65/19, finished in orange. That's quite nice. Obviously, you have the toolkit here. And let me just shut this. First aid kit has this beautiful Porsche branding. Really very premium and nice, expectedly. And here you get a light, a 12-volt charging socket as well. This obviously splits forward if you want to increase the boot carrying capacity. Again, you get another light here, a parcel shelf right there, and you press a button, this will shut. So obviously you get a power tailgate. But there are a couple of buttons here. This is to increase or decrease the ride height so that it is easier for you to stuff in things. So there it's going down. Obviously it has got air suspension, which also I think will be optional. So let's press this button and there it shuts. Nice and smooth. And if you come behind and wave, it doesn't really open the boot as such. This rear spoiler is also part of this package, the GT package, GTS package, whatever you want to call it, because 22 lakhs is going to get you something at least. Yeah, looks nice, has a high mounted stop lamp. This is where the washer fluid comes out from. Rear wiper, nicely done. I don't know why the car is getting so dirty real fast. Anyways, let's get to the rear, a place where you wouldn't want to really go. First and foremost, we have a sun blind, which is manual, of course. This is a nice carbon finishing, double stitching in green, again part of that package. Huge door pockets at the rear, Bose surround sound system, again optional, and the seats are a bit upright, but then I can recline them like this. So 60-40 split in order to increase the boot carrying capacity. Isofix child seat mounts, of course. Green colored seat belts, but not for the center passenger, who thankfully gets a head. Yeah, all headrests are adjustable. Says airbag here. Now it also says airbag here. Seat has this nice Alcantara finish, very premium, and you get a center armrest with twin cup holders as well. Let me get inside. Okay, there is good amount of leg room and knee room is also decent. Yeah, it could be better, although under thigh support is not that great. Headroom is okay, all right. There's a light placement here on the top, a handle to hold on to, a hook here, height adjustable seat belts at the front, another hook here. I can just slide this ahead like this. Here, press a button and there it goes ahead. Dashboard looks really very nice, quite sporty, but because it's all black, it really heats up. Air conditioning controls here. Okay, you've got AC vents. Here you get two USB-C charging sockets, a hump here, so center passenger is not going to be really very comfortable. Overall, rear seat experience is okay. It's not that great, but then who's going to sit at the rear in a Porsche Macan? At least I am not going to sit there for sure. Let's shut this. Amazing quality, but for this price, a lot of things are actually missing. There's no keyless entry. You have to remove the key and unlock the car, and there's no push button start. That's the reason I could not show you the key till now. Let me open this. This is where the fuel goes. It says Porsche here, so crazy attention to detail, something you would obviously expect. Now let's get inside. 18-way adjustable seat, memory function. I press this button, there you can see the seat is going behind. It says airbag here. Seat quality is absolutely amazing. Yeah, very nice. And then under thigh support is never an issue, because soon that thing will also come out. Seat is going down because that's the way I have actually set it. Says Macan GTS right here. There it is coming out. Seats are amazing, but they are very stiff. Says GTS here. Again, this is part of that package. So some GTS bits here and there. In fact, when you open the door at night, it actually projects the Porsche logo on the floor. That costs rupees 59,000. Yeah, that's optional. There's a QR code which takes me to a 404 page. These are the controls for the power windows, of course. This is to open the boot of the vehicle. These are controls for outside rear view mirror adjustment, obviously illuminated, high quality. You can save up to 2 people settings, and another one is actually to pair the seat position with the key of the car. So there are 2 keys, and depending on which key you use, you can save it, and then automatically the seat position will get adjusted. Amazing, nice finishing here. I really like the way this double stitching has been done, this green bit, classy. This is the key of the car. It's inside right now because the car is on. These are the controls for the lights, automatic lights. And it says Porsche here on the mats. Proper dead pedal, of course. Huge brake pedal as well. And there is no storage here because this is not an EV, of course. But the next generation one is going to be complete EV. Oh, I'm already crying. Let's get inside. And first things first, it says drop frame active. So basically, I think I need to drop the ride height. Now, this panoramic roof is quite massive, but it is part of optional kit. It is not cheap. I think 1.5 lakhs or something of that sort. No, it's actually 3.42 lakhs for this panoramic roof. That's crazy. Yeah, at this price you would expect it to be available for free or along with the car, but no, this is optional bit, but you really need it. Brings in a lot of airy feeling inside the cabin, so that's a must to have. Seats are really very nice. Amazing side bolstering, amazing finish here. This obviously slides ahead and behind, and you've got some storage space here. 2 USB-C charging sockets, 2 cubby holes, says Macan here, some storage space here. But you know what, there's no space to actually keep your phone. Where do I keep my phone? It doesn't slot in here, it doesn't slot in here, it doesn't even fit in here properly. This is lockable and it is decent size glove box. It gets a light on the inside, and don't worry, this is fake cash because I just saw Fuzzy, so it's Manoranjan Bank of India or Children's Bank of India. Nice finishing here. So it's a very nice looking car in terms of interiors, very sporty. Again, it gets the GT Sports steering wheel as well. So that's really very nicely done. And here you get auto dimming mirror, plenty of controls. These are actually for the lights, but you know what? This car does not get ambient lighting. This is the only light which illuminates at night. There is no ambient lighting in this car. And beautiful finishing. Here you obviously get a mirror and light. Same is the case here as well, a mirror and a light. And obviously you can push it like that, but doesn't really help that much. Now, this is a handle to hold on to, which smoothly goes back inside. There's no heads-up display. The center console has got a lot of touch-operated buttons, and they are a fingerprint magnet. They're also very reflective, but they leave a lot of fingerprint. That's the reason you have to actually roam around with a cloth to clean this all the time. These are the controls for the air conditioning. Multiple buttons here for off-road, downhill assist. This is for lane keep, and this is for the stop-start system. This is for park assist. So when I press it, it's actually searching for parking, and then I can cancel it. This works quite well, but costs rupees 72,000. 72,000 might not be a lot for such a feature, but yes, again, it's not complimentary with the car. It gets dual zone climate control air conditioning, nice switches which have this tactile feel, obviously. So I'm just going to shut the air conditioning, and then obviously you can sync it as well. This is for the hazard lights. And again, AC controls here on the top. Gear lever feels nice to hold. If you notice, it has this sort of Alcantara finish. Even the steering wheel has this beautiful Alcantara finish. So really high quality materials. This is the electric parking brake. AC vents placed here. This is to browse through the menu, so you can zoom in, and also physical buttons here. This is for the volume controller. Okay, so basically it has a 14 speaker Bose surround sound system which costs 2.45 lakhs. Yeah, that's also optional here. This is a 12.9 inch screen. Quite nice. Look at the quality of the maps, just amazing. But it's not the easiest to use. So this is one of the menus, and you can get into navigation, you can get into media, phone and all that. But I was expecting that in car now I'm able to get the drive mode selector to actually change settings for the individual mode, but I'm not able to find it. So yeah, it's a bit cumbersome. This is obviously the manual. It says good to know manual. Quality of the screen is just amazing. And then you have the apps and all that stuff. They call it Porsche Communication Management. Straight away, let's get into reverse. There is the reverse parking camera. This is a 360-degree parking camera, which is again optional at 1.5 lakh rupees. Yes, 1.5 lakh rupees for the 360-degree parking camera. I can just select here front, side, rear, panoramic front, panoramic rear, or panorama rear. Or you can see the top view as well. Kind of nice the way it has been done. Let's get into navigation, and you know what, you can also split the screen, so that function is also available here. Now there are a lot of buttons. These are actually for the audio controls. These are actually for this particular screen here. So analog speedometer, analog tachometer, digital speedometer, odometer and trip meter, and there is a screen right here which will tell you a lot of information, so you can just browse through that. It has almost everything, but the graphics seem a bit old, of course. And that is a tire pressure monitor. Here it will tell you how much power and torque you are actually using. So that's also nice. Basically how much accelerator or brake you're pressing, not exactly how much power and torque. And it only works when the car is in drive. Anyways, there's the stopwatch, which is very important in a Porsche. Here you get into settings, and there is where you actually configure the individual mode. This actually took me some time to figure, because I was thinking it should be here, and I was searching online and I was like, yeah, it is in car. Why is it not here? So Porsche is actually confusing people. There's this beautiful clock which actually resets to 0 when you turn off the car. Yeah, as soon as I turn off the car, there the clock will reset to 0. When I unlock the car and turn it on, it will again go back to the time. That's quite nice. Here, I'm going to shut the car. It says Macan GTS. Every time I turn on the car, it shows me a nice graphic there as well. So fantastically done. This is the drive mode selector, of course. This is the lever for the cruise control system, and this is for the wiper controls. This is for the headlight control. Again, the stock's quality is not that great, which is kind of surprising, but the quality of the paddles is absolutely amazing. They call it the race text. Anyways, this is the key of the vehicle. Quite nice and unique. This is to unlock the car, this is to lock the car, and this is to open the boot of the vehicle. Now, let me get out and lock the car and show this to you. So here we are. Lock the car. The mirrors will obviously go inside. I keep this button pressed, obviously all the windows will roll down, but the sunroof will tilt. Yeah, it will tilt a bit, and the rear windows do not go down all the way. Let me open the boot, because I forgot to show you one very important thing, which happens to be the subwoofer which is placed here. It says Bose right there. So yes, it's a crazy audio system, but honestly, why would you even need or bother about this audio system in this car when you have this exhaust? Anyways, let's start driving right away. Alright, we are all set to go, which means first and foremost turning off the air conditioning. These switches have this very tactile feel to it. In fact, there is seat heating here. Again, very tactile feeling. This steering heating here. Yes, the button is hidden. Accidentally I pressed it and then I realized that okay, it has got steering heating as well. It says airbag right here. This one obviously gets Apple CarPlay too, but there is no wireless charging pad. It is actually optional. Steering wheel is actually manually adjustable. At this price, that's very much weird. Let me turn off the stop start system. The car rose to life. Here we are into first gear, or rather we are into gear drive mode, because manually I cannot take care of anything. Here I switch this into Sport Plus. Let's put the handbrake down actually. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator. Before that we turn off the hazard lights. I press this button, Sport response, launch control activated. Acceleration is absolutely stunning. So this is powered by a 2.9 liter V6 engine. The same engine also does duty in the Audi RS5, but the RS5 produces more torque at 600 Newton meters. This one is producing 550 Newton meters of torque. So there are three variants of the Macan. The base Macan, which is known as the base Macan or just the Macan, is priced at rupees 1 crores, is powered by 2 liter 4-cylinder engine, which we see in a lot of Volkswagen Group cars, even Skodas of course. This is actually the V6, which is available in the S as well as the GTS. Now this engine, being a V6 and having twin turbos, obviously has a lot of grunt. It produces 450 horsepower here, but in the S it actually produces 380 horsepower, so much more powerful right here with 550 Newton meters of torque. Performance is splendid. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour takes 4.5 seconds, but with the Sports Chrono package it goes even faster, 4.3 seconds to go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour, because with the Sports Chrono package you also get this button known as Sports Response. Basically, Sport Response gives you 20 seconds of additional boost for even better performance, and that's something to do with an overboost function from the turbocharger to make it even that more punchier in terms of performance. It really pulls, but the problem is there is some amount of lag lower down. Okay, all these speed breakers, no problem at all. 177 mm of ground clearance, but yet the ground clearance is actually lesser by 10 mm when compared to the regular Macan. Around the corners, you feel this car is so freaking pinpoint accurate. Look at the way it goes. My goodness, traction control, light blinking, absolutely stunning performance. This engine has this minor lag, but pulls really strongly in the mid-range, and in the top end it feels a bit strained. Redline comes in at 6,800 RPM, but you don't get manual control of things. No matter what I press, the pedals or whatever, it will not hold on to a gear. It will upshift whenever it feels like, but it will hold on to a lower gear because it is running a 7-speed dual clutch automatic gearbox known as the PDK, Porsche Doppelkupplung, which is German for dual clutch, I believe. But this is an old gearbox, the 7-speed. They're using an 8-speed PDK now in latest Porsche cars. So yes, a little old here, but still it's fast enough. You've got manual control with the paddle shifters. There are multiple drive modes. There's normal, there's sport, there's sport plus. So you can actually toggle this: normal, sport, sport plus. And then there's individual as well, which lets you tweak a lot of factors too, like the engine, the gearbox, the chassis, and of course the suspension, which is coming in the chassis of course. Basically, you can have it normal, sport or sport plus for almost everything. And trust me, the performance will really blow your mind because it pulls nice and strong. Here, I want to make a quick overtake. Awesome. It's just awesome. The pull, so reassuring. Now, this car has a top speed of 272 kilometers per hour. The Macan S, which uses the same engine, goes till 259 kilometers per hour, so 13 kilometers per hour slower. And if you notice, you hear this sound. That is for the lane keep assist. So that's the only ADAS function this car has, which is lane keep assist. I don't know why there are no radars as such for forward collision warning and all. Actually, this car is very old. This car is around 2014 old. Yeah, that is when it was launched, and it is actually based on the first generation of the Audi Q5, which was launched in 2008 and was on sale till 2017. So yes, that's the platform which it uses, and that's the reason why a lot of things feel old here. It's so old that it doesn't have a hybrid option because it cannot support a hybrid at all. Yeah, that is the age of this car. Anyways, they have given it a couple of updates here and there, and also a facelift has happened, minor changes have happened to the engine and all. They make minor tweaks to the suspension, but other than that, everything else remains more or less the same. but then the car is so fantastic in terms of handling that there's nothing they need to change. Fuel efficiency between 5 to 8 kilometers per liter depending on your driving style, but when the car itself is about performance, you really won't care about the fuel efficiency, now would you? It has a 65 liter fuel tank as well, and I love the sport response button because it's like nitro boost which you have in games. Press it and you're like, oh my god, now the car is going much faster. That's unbelievably awesome. There's so much grip. This is about pinpoint accuracy. It is just unbelievably sharp, this car. But suspension travel is less, because of which ride quality obviously takes a toss. Now in Sport Plus mode, it's a bit more stiff and a little unbearable. However, in Sport mode, I think it's a good balance between ride and handling. Overall ride is good. It's not bad at all, but it is stiff. It is on the stiffer side. Low profile tires don't really help the cause, but the handling is fantastic. It's really point and shoot. This is a car which you really enjoy driving. It also sounds nice. Okay, this engine is vocal. The exhaust sounds really nice. It's loud, and when you hit the red line, it has this nice brap on upshifts, and when you lift off, it also has this nice crackles and pops which come out on lift off, so that's also kind of cool. It's a very nice car to drive. Yeah, we're going to get into a low gear here. Let me come to second. Can you hear that? Problem is now it's very refined. You can't hear much inside the cabin. That is the level of refinement it has to offer. And obviously you've got a lot of tech. You've got torque vectoring, and then obviously it's got adaptive dampers, it's got air suspension which has got 3 settings, and then there's an off-road mode as well, which you press, it will just tweak the ESP system to ensure that you don't dig yourself in off-road situations. So it is pretty much capable off the road as well, and that's something you would expect because it's an SUV, right? But yet it is really very dynamic. It doesn't feel like an SUV when you drive it. It feels like a sports hatchback. A jacked up sports hatchback is what it feels, but it's still very capable off the road. It's a rear bias power delivery, of course, and the all-wheel drive system does a fantastic job to ensure optimum grip at all given times. Okay, so let's make things a little bit more interesting. I'm going to press this button once. It is Vehicle Stability System Limited, but we keep this pressed to turn off traction control completely. So basically it is known as PSM, which is Porsche Stability Management. Keep it pressed, and there, it's turned off completely. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, sport response on, revving the motor, launch control activated, 5000 RPM, and off we go. It gives you a proper pushback into the seat. That is the kind of performance it has to offer. It's very brutal in the way it accelerates. It launches at 5,000 RPM. The performance is not at all compromised here. It's all about performance. It's all about the way it pulls. Now this one has got Porsche surface coated brakes. Basically, it uses cast iron discs with ceramic coating on it, but you can pay a little bit more money to get carbon ceramic discs, which are 50% lighter, thereby improving the dynamics even further. So Porsche obviously offers you a lot of optional kit to improve the performance of your car. That's kind of nice and expensive, but this car also has something known as the Power Steering Plus. What exactly is that? Obviously it comes with a power steering. What is this Power Steering Plus? It's a more dynamic steering wheel which is more variable, lighter at lower speeds and weighs up more at higher speeds, which costs rupees 54,000 for an even better steering wheel experience, which is much more fun in the way you can do things like this. And for the most part, it doesn't make any sound no matter how aggressively you drive, but you will definitely hear tire noise if you try to corner aggressively. But body roll is exceptional. Body control is unbelievable. This car glues to the road and it just doesn't feel that it can go offline. That is the level of performance, traction, confidence and feedback it has to offer. In fact, dare I say it, this is the best handling SUV in the world, and it doesn't even have a 48-volt mild hybrid system assisting anti-roll bar at the rear, and yet it handles beautifully well. The way it takes corners is unbelievable. Look at the way it's making shifts very fast. Here we go. Super quick with shifts, no hesitation whatsoever. Only thing is, you can feel a bit of the tires. Yeah, you can feel that noise, you can feel that thud through coming inside, because obviously ride is not very smooth as such, but insulation level is so good that it irons out all the sound from outside, but unfortunately it still lets you hear a bit of the road noise because of the tires, of course. And like I was telling you, braking performance is absolutely fantastic. Here, hazard lights on, and we are going to step onto the brakes. Yeah. That is amazing braking system. Fantastic. So I think we should launch yet again. We are already in the best mode, which is Sport Plus mode, and I can't take manual control of the gearbox, which is kind of disappointing. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, and sport response on. Launch control activated. It absolutely pushes you back in the seat. That is the level of performance it has to offer, which obviously brings me to the history of this car. So it's an old car. It has been on sale since donkey's years, which I've already told you. 9 years on sale. The same platform vehicle running the MLB Evo platform, the Volkswagen Group platform, which underpins a lot of their bigger cars. That's the platform on this car. So in 2010, they decided that they're going to launch a car under the Cayenne, an SUV under the Cayenne. So the concept was visualized or conceptualized then in 2010. In 2011, they officially announced their plans of launching this car, a smaller car than compared to the Cayenne, and they called it the Kajun, which is basically Cayenne Junior. In 2012, they announced the name Macan, which stands for tiger in Indonesian. Look at the way it corners. Yeah, freaking amazing. Absolutely beast of, oh my god, what handling. Unfreaking believable. Even with the traction control turn off, there is no sense of the car letting go at all. Now in 2012, they announced the name Macan, which basically means tiger in Indonesian. And then in 2013, they unveiled the car. In 2014, they started sales of this car globally and in India as well. Yeah, this car came to India in 2014. Now the thing is, it became the most affordable Porsche car, and Porsche obviously is a very desirable brand. The result is that the Macan got sold out like this. India is obviously a very small market. Back in 2014, it was even a smaller market, a more chintu mintu market as such, because of which the demand for the Macan was so high that Porsche decided, let's do one thing, let's make a lot of money. They priced the Macan more than the Cayenne in India. How is that even possible? The Cayenne is so much bigger, but yet Porsche actually did that because they realized that, oh my god, we have so much demand, let's jack up the prices. So that's also something which had happened. I love the fact that I don't have to worry over speed breakers. Look at this, how I go very comfortably as well. So they have actually lowered the car when compared to the regular Macan, and this is the GTS, but technically it's the turbo, but the turbo is no longer there, so they call it the GTS, which is the Gran Turismo Sport. They also have something known as the Macan T, which is basically having some cosmetic tweaks and obviously sportier bits for better handling, but using the same engine, I think the 2-liter engine, which is using abroad. So they are obviously playing around a lot with a lot of stuff. But the next generation of the Macan, which is expected to be launched next year, is going to go electric. Yes, it's going to be an electric SUV. It was spotted recently and it was having Taycan headlights, and that car will continue to sell along with this car, or rather this car will continue to sell with that car, whatever. The point is that they are shifting towards EVs, which is very disappointing because the whole experience of this car is this engine. It is very nice. It's unbelievable. Look in. Okay, listen to this. Yeah. The way the wheels kind of spin, these are performance tires, of course. So they offer you a lot of grip. They're just so freaking grippy. I'll just turn on the light, sport response on, and off we go. The acceleration is something which completely blows your mind. What an engine! Unbelievable. The response, everything. It feels very exciting to drive. So I feel the Macan is a car which is fun, it's fast. It is not the most practical by SUV standards, but as a car it's absolutely practical because you don't have to worry about speed breakers or bad roads and stuff like that. But yes, this GTS is very expensive and the optional extras are even more expensive. But you can be happy with the regular Macan S and not opt for the GTS. But the price difference between both these cars isn't that dramatic, so you rather get the GTS. The regular Macan with the 4-cylinder engine isn't that exciting in terms of performance. But if you're looking for a Porsche which is practical, then I think that is the one to consider. But if I had to buy one, I would definitely opt for the GTS just for the thrilling performance. The way it pulls really puts a massive smile on your face. If you like this vlog, make sure to give it a thumbs up. That's the like button, and also subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next video real soon. Look at the wheels becoming skittish in Sport Plus mode because of the suspension being stiff and the power delivery being absolutely maddening. Bye bye.